Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. All right. Um, yeah, somebody sent this to me, decided to cover it, and here I am. This is episode 13, Black Women Who Date White Men, the real tea. Okay, here's the thing about this. This has been covered over and over and over again. Y'all know the story. Black women, wham, wham, wham. There aren't enough good black men out there. They're in jail, they're dead, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And let's consider starting to date a white man or a non black man because we are so, so loyal. Listen, it's not loyalty that's stopping black women from dating white men. When you look at the attributes of a female that white men want, submission, slim, long silky hair, blue eyes, this is something that's been in them for generations. This is something that they have been seeking you know, the since the invention of the blue eye. This is just what they like. All groups of people are evolved to look for certain traits, and those certain traits become prevalent in their society. That's why there's so many Chinese people in China, because this is the look of a man or woman that they wanted that golden look. So the goldenest people bred the most, and then they had like a golden nation of people. Same with almost each group. I mean, there's some features we had to look for survival purposes, melanin included. However, generally speaking, white men like white women. I know that's difficult for you to understand. And so here's the cycle so everybody can just see it, identify it, and eliminate it as soon as it comes. Every now and again, there's a talk show host that says, "Hey, you should date white men." And then black women go out and say, "You know something? I'm going to go out and date white men." And then they go out and try to date white men and find out that it's not as easy as they thought. And then they say, "Oh, yeah, well, the reason why I'm single is because I only date black men, but you're dating white men. You're not dating any men." This is not a end all be all solution to your problem. The solution to your problem is a treadmill. The solution to your problem is a personality reform. The solution to your problem is sufficient hair care routine. These are the solutions to your problem. But we're going to examine the cycle again and show what they attempt to do again and explain to you how futile what they're attempting to do is again. Fair use. But before I do that, shout out to Sweet Melody Speaks with the super sticker. Shout out to, what is that? TR Baby 23. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Also with the super sticker and coming in early. Appreciate you. Sweet Melody Speaks. Salute, love. And Tim Howard. Okay. Go where you're celebrated, black men. Yeah, absolutely. You see, here's the thing. Generally speaking, men have the fewest choices. And we do. We black men still have fewer choices than black women for mating. For mating. However, for long-term relationships, we still have fewer choices than all other groups of men, but we have greater choices than black women. And that concept they can't get jiggy with. They just can't. And also for long-term relationships, they have fewer choices than all other groups of men. Sad but true. Hate to be you. But once again, the solution has been presented to you over and over and over again, and you refuse to embrace it. Fair use. Look at her outfit. Why in the world? Because this is reasonably modern, because she references 2014 here. I think this happened in 2019. Why in the world did she is she trying to bring the 80s back? When I first seen this, I was like, "Oh, this is the 80s. She's doing the Tina Turner thing, and she's presenting herself with the polyester and the wood paneling background. She said, "You know something? I am going to bring the 80s back. I don't care what people say. I like the 80s." And shoulder pads, yeah.
Hi, I'm Marley Hall. I've spent my entire career asking questions and getting.
What is your entire career? What do you do? For all I know, this YouTube channel is it. That is your career.
The answers that inspire, inform, and entertain. Now I get to focus on what matters to our community and lead the conversations we have when we're.
Oh, our community. So you're going to have a bunch of black men? You're going to talk to a bunch of black men and women? Because I would assume that we're part of the same community, right? Let's see.
Only ones in the room. So I have a few friends here to help me break it all down.
Look at her friends. Look at her friends. Now, I looked at her channel. She obviously want to be a YouTuber with an 80s style background, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that has these fresh and fit type interviews every day. The bad news is that these three women represents the entire summation of her friends. This is all of her friends. I think this is probably like the only actual episode she had. And it's not a range of anything. It's not, they're all around the same age. And by the same age, I mean not reasonably within childbearing years. Each of them. And they're all reasonably the same complexion. There's no diversity, so there's no difference of opinion. They say this is the only opinion. This type of woman is the only person that can speak for the black community. I have a Texas table. So apparently they're in, look at her outfit. Apparently they're in Texas with the wood paneling and just everything is wrong. Look at these boots. Everything is wrong here.
And entrepreneur Tequila White, licensed therapist and host Tia Brown, and writer and podcast host Nicole Perkins. All right, so let's get right to it.
None of those things are jobs. None of those things are jobs. I mean, it's a job when I do it, but listen at what they do. It's not work what they do. These are lucrative hobbies, kind of like me being a podcaster. This is, yeah. I mean, some people do this for a living. Fresh and Fit. Shout out to them. Kevin Samuel. Shout out to them. This is more of a lucrative hobby. The stuff that she just said is not work. Hold on.
Down, publicist and entrepreneur Tequila White.
Publicist and entrepreneur. That's not stuff. That's not work. You're Tommy. You ain't got no job.
Licensed therapist and host Tia Brown.
Therapist and hope. Now she didn't say that she's a licensed therapist. That doesn't mean that she's actually practicing therapy.
And writer and podcast host Nicole Perkins.
Everybody writes. Wrote an email this morning. You're not a writer?
All right, so let's get right to it. Well, we have the rapper Eve and Serena Williams. They are among a growing number of Black women who have married white men.
Never name two things and then say it's a growing number. Because what did it grow from? One? There's a growing number of Black billionaires. There's that one guy, and then there's the other guy. They're part of a growing number. Yeah, stop.
Some people call it swirling, and it made headlines recently when a co-host on The Real said this.
And this is why I'm so emotional about it, because so many of our sisters are so lonely. And they don't.
It's leopard. This is Lonnie Love with the leopard. I got the leopard on. And that's Tisha Campbell lying ass. You know, the chick that lied on Martin and got the show canceled. And then 30 years later, she's doing the, reunion, the Martin reunion. Because we're supposed to forget that crap ever happened. But for those of you who weren't born the time she told the first lie, she tells a fresh new one. Yep. Talking about she was trafficked. Who in the hell want to traffic that? Who wants to traffic that into where? What country are you taking that to? What state are you taking that to? Who in the world wants to traffic that? She did a whole new Jessie Smollett. And now she's on here pretending like she kicked. Wow, dang it. This was years ago, and this resonates with people. This chick with a leopard kung fu robe is actually crying about lack of penis. Let's hold on. Let me go back.
When a co-host on The Real said this.
And this is why I'm so emotional about it, because so many of our sisters are so lonely. And they don't want to admit it.
Then be a better woman. How come none of your co-hosts are lonely? What do they have that you don't have? What do Jenny Ma have that you don't have? What's that chick name? Not Tia Tequila. Ariana Grande have that you don't have? What do Jenny Ma, what's the other, Tamara Myrie or Tia Myrie, one of the Myrie sisters, what do they have that you don't have? A figure. A figure. They have a figure in a gym membership. Jenny Ma just had a baby with young Jeezy. And you, what do you have? Every morning you do half a jumping jack and you say that I'm working out. But instead, you want the sympathy of the masses. You want sympathy penis. You want to get my penis because you're crying that you don't have it. Fellas, don't fall for this. Don't fall for this. Fat women need love too. When you were 13, did they fall for it? Could you cry and say, hey, horny men need head too, and somebody came and sucked it? Nope. You ain't got to fall for that crap. Tisha Campbell used to be hot. God, I remember House Party, and I wanted it bad. I was just a little niggero, and I wanted it bad. And I remember I remember school days when she licked the part in Dean Big Brother Almighty's hair. Now look at her. Look at her. The two of them together are lying and crying. Lying and crying.
And all they gotta do is just take a chance. Sometimes we don't have the love that we need. And we need to go out and find that.
That you need. When have you ever considered the needs of others?
That one person that you can turn to when you have a bad day. And you don't have to turn to your girlfriend, to your mama, or somebody. You turn to that one person, he understands and looks in your eyes.
Why the camera focused on her? I hope that she is the least hottest chick in the audience. And the camera focused on her. You see, black women, let me tell you something about society. They will pick the ugliest amongst you to represent you always. How do I know? Why wasn't the Oprah Winfrey show, I don't know, the Robin Givens show or the Felicia Rashad show or the hundreds maybe even thousands of other beautiful black women that could have hosted the talk show? Why did they pick Oprah of all people to host the show? And then they replaced Oprah with Wendy Williams. You know, the defensive tackle from the Carolina Panthers. That's what they do. They never have the fit, feminine, friendly women represent you in talk shows and most anything. Oh, and guess what? Now they're replacing Wendy Williams with Sherry Shepard. They want to reproduce mammy. It's always mammy. They will continue to put a new mammy image up. They never got rid of Hattie McDaniel ever. She's not dead. She's just reborn into the face of this chick right here. They will continue to shove that trope down your throat. Every time you turn on to watch something that white women watch too, it's always a mammy. Why? Because they fear you as competition. Don't get it twisted. White women are not on your side because they clap and applaud when you cry like this. Oh, you so lonely. I got a man. You so lonely. They are laughing at your fat ass. They never gonna tell you to do what they do to get what they got. Ever. And they even convince you to, they even try to tell you to swirl because they know you ain't got a chance in goddamn hell. If your vagina was rejected by the least selective group of men that the world has ever seen ever, they know that they man ain't going for no crap like that. They encourage this foolishness. Gone, girl. You look good, girl. You large and in charge. They tell you that. While they sucking your would-be husband's penis. And you fall for it. Just like you fell for feminism.
That's the one you keep it. I don't care what
Well, I'll be honest, I got a little emotional when I saw that. I'm sure women of all races can relate to feeling lonely at some point in their lives, but Black women especially have a unique set of challenges when it comes to meeting.
Something is extraordinarily off about this chick. It's like she's not even a regular shaped person. She looks like two kids pretending to be an adult or something. Like she's just standing on the shoulders of a kid underneath her robe. Something is just completely off about this woman.
Dating and marrying. So, Tia, you're the relationship expert. Why is it so hard out here for the Well, we're dealing with a couple of issues that other communities just aren't dealing with. Number one, because of the history in this country with racial disparities, economic disparities, we have a high incarceration rate of African American men. So studies have shown that the rate of black men in the
Here we go. We have a high incarceration rate of African American men. That bullshit. Bullshit. First of all, that whole thing assumes that brothers in jail don't have girlfriends, wives, and etc., etc., etc. A man being in jail temporarily does not exclude him from the mating market. Women go out with guys in jail. They have girlfriends when they go in, they have girlfriends when they come out. They have wives when they go in, they have wives when they come out. Stop saying like these guys' penis just disappear off the face of the universe. For one. For one. And for two, y'all only go after the top 20% anyway. Y'all only see the 20% anyway. Stop hiding behind that excuse. Now, wait till she say the numbers. Shout out to Sweet Melody Speaks. On Hispanic networks, they put hot woman. Yes. Yes, they do. Everybody do that. We're the only ones that let them display our garbage. That's like giving a tour of your home and just showing people your basement. We don't have basements here, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty crappy room. You know, your unclean bathroom or something like that. Like this is my house, and you just show like the unclean bathroom, yellow stains on the toilet and crap. Like that is how we display ours. But yeah, I had a friend that learned Spanish by watching Telemundo. Now he is part South American, but he hadn't spoke it since he was 4, and he relearned Spanish to graduate college by watching Telemundo. He recommended that I do it. Look at her hair. Look at her hair. Now she introduces her as the relationship expert. An expert would know that men are attracted to hair. Men are attracted to women's features that they don't possess, and that includes long hair. And it don't have to be long like and straight, just longer than mine. And I'm not Snoop, nor am I a old school Buster Rhymes or something like that. Have a reasonable length of hair. What in the hell is wrong with you? Like, are you invading the Jabari lands? Are you one of these Wakanda whatever chicks that retired and now you're trying to grow your shit back? What in the hell? What made you decide to do that? And then come up and complain. It's because they're in jail. No, it's because you look like a fucking prison guard. Is that what it is? You say that black men are in jail, so you cut your hair and you try to sneak into a motherfucking prison? Like, what in the hell is the justification for having short hair? I don't want to hear it. I don't.
was about 25 to 54 in comparison to black women, is actually 83 to 100. So for every
83 to 100. By this logic, 100% of black men should be with somebody, and only 13% of black women don't have a man. By this logic, if this was the only thing that's stopping you, then how do you account for all the other single chicks? And who cares about the bottom 13% of anything? If you graduate in the bottom third, or you won't graduate, if you perform in the bottom 13% of your high school, then you're not graduating. The world isn't kind to the bottom 13%. If you are the bottom 13% of height, then you are 4 foot like 8 or something like that. Like, life is cruel when you're the bottom 13% of anything. The bottom third. That's like getting 13% on a test. You failed. Like, if you are the bottom 13% of black women, first of all, why isn't it only the bottom 13% of black women that has these complaints? Nope. Nope. Why? Because y'all want more than you deserve. It's 87 of them and 100 of us. And then they act like 100% of black women are out looking for dick at the same time. That's how they behave. They behave like 100% of black women 18 to 54 are just scours the earth at the same time looking for dick. So every time you go out to a club or a venue or a concert or online or anything, it's 87 of them, or it's 100 of them and 87 of us. And that's bullshit.
Three 100 black women, they're only 83. Right. So we're outnumbering them. We also know the statistics around.
Oh, and another thing. Every race of women outnumber their men here in America.
Women getting higher education rates and things like that.
Every group of women get higher education rates than their men here in America. These are all empty excuses. These are problems that all the other women have. And you want to know how these women solve that problem? They decided to not be in the bottom 13% of women. Miss, you have the hair length. Your hair length is the bottom 13% of women. So, however much men value hair, yours is at the bottom 13% of it. This reduces your overall vaginal worth.
So there are a lot of things that make it's not an equal playing field. So we have that issue. But then we also have the other side of that coin is like what was going on at home when you have dads who aren't there. So what happens? You have a lot of the super moms. And super moms are great.
So this is a chance to aggrandize the moms and shame the dads. The dads aren't there, and we had this super mom. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. A super woman can grow an inch of hair in a single day. There was nothing super about your mom. You want to know who's the super mom? The tiger moms. The tiger moms are super moms. You know, the moms with a PhD come home, cook, clean, and make sure her son becomes a doctor. These are the super moms. Oh, and then and she's cooking and cleaning while she's sucking her husband's penis. She on her knees with a dustbuster, vacuuming the side of her knees and shit while she sucks her husband's penis. Now, granted, it's easy to do when the penis is small, but you get what I'm going. That is a super mom. What in the hell are you? What in the hell was your mom? To where she's not super enough to secure a man in the house. That is part of being a mom, securing the husband. And then you talk about the issues that comes from the children of super moms. If she is a spectacular mom, why do the kids have issues? She's a super mom. A super mom. What the fuck? Why are you saying that the woman who placed herself in the worst possible scenario of motherhood is super somehow? Kind of like this like saying that the soldiers that get captured are super soldiers because they endured the most crap of all the people that lived in the war. That doesn't make you super because you had a crappy go at it. Because you found yourself in the worst possible position does not make you exceptional. It doesn't. I'm a super mom. I do it by myself. Nah, nah, nah. A super mom is the mother of super kids. That's how that plays out. And if and only if the kids are super based on your efforts. Yes, the mother of the last Nobel Prize winner is a super mom, provided that she supported him in his endeavors to become the Nobel Prize winner. Look at her face. Look at her. Okay, not even going to get into this.
Love them, we support them. But unfortunately, a lot of times that creates a different depiction of what womanhood should be like for an African American woman, right? So you see little girls growing up without men in the household, and black boys growing up thinking what that women do it all and black women are workforce. Right. And it's not.
What all do they do? What all do they do? They don't do a damn thing. They take money that's given to them by others, use it to feed you, and nothing more. Not a thing more. They do not a thing more. So many of them are paid babysitter of their own kids. You heard me right. They're being paid to babysit their own damn kids.
Sounds so harsh to say, but these dynamics impact how we feel, right? And that all black women are like their mom. All black women are like their mom. You know, another thing that we don't talk about too is that black women have gone through so much trauma that we often loud them, but we don't talk about the trauma that they pass on because of their hurt. So a lot of black men or black boys grow up having very trying relationships with their mother. So how does that impact when you're ready to get into the dating world? How you see black women, how you treat black women, who makes you feel loved, who you think is special. So all of these things are on the left. A single black woman looking for a good man. So that's why you see someone like Lonnie Love who's in a normal life phase thing, right? Like so when you are in your 20s, you might want to build, but most women, like
And that's the problem there. That's the problem there. When you are in your 20s, you want to build. What do you need to build in your 20s? Huh? Huh? What are you building in your 20s? You need to build me a motherfucking sandwich. That's what you need to do. You should have been building a sandwich like every other race of women out there. I want to build in my 20s. You're stupid. You're stupid. You think things are going to get easier for you in securing a family than in your 20s? You're stupid. You probably had hair back in your 20s. You're stupid. I want to build. No, you should build your man a sandwich. You should build a family. You should build a relationship with your man. What are you trying to build, you dumb broad? That's just simple. That's just dumb. You like that person who was building in his 20s and then decided to become a NBA basketball star in his 40s. What's that guy that did that? Nobody, because nobody's that stupid. You're trying to build in your 20s. Get out of here.
looking for a good man. So that's why you see someone like Lonnie Love who's in a normal life phase thing, right? Like so when you are in your 20s, you might want to build, but most women, most people by their 30s or 40s, you want to build with a partner. And when it's hard.
In your 30s or 40s, you're stupid. That's stupid. You're a woman and you started looking for a partner in your 30s and 40s? You're stupid. It took you 20 years of adulthood to realize, hey, you know something? I shouldn't be doing this by myself. You're stupid.
To find a partner because there are real issues of like disparities in numbers, who's eligible, who's ready. You're sad. You know, so her loneliness, her tears are definitely real and felt by a lot of women. And you know, it's a trying situation for women who are hyper focused on only dating black men. Right. So tequila, I know.
And then notice how she throws that in there like that's the problem. I'm hyper focused on only dating black men. No, you was hyper focused on building. And guess what? None of you women have jobs. You are still building. You spent your 20s building, and then you're in your 30s, and you still have nothing built, and you're ringless. Build a ring around your finger. You have nothing. Oh, it's because I'm loyal. You were loyal to nobody. You spent the majority of your life empty vagina. Who were you loyal to?
That you are not with it. And you heard that video from the Rio. You all the statistics from Dr. Tia here. So why are you with it?
I just feel like there's no comparison. Like there's nothing that you can tell me that anyone else can bring to the table that can compare to what black men provide.
Oh, you're loyal. You're loyal. Sweetie, we don't want your loyalty. We want your respect. And if you respected us, you would look better. If you respected us, you would be slimmer. I'm loyal. Why is it that that's like saying the shittiest employee at a company never quits? I'm loyal. No, you're loyal to the fact that we're the only people that'll hire you. Look at you. Look at your denim. This is what, look at your eyeshadow. I'm loyal. And I bet you there's a brother out there, likely in the South, saying, yeah, we have a loyal one. I don't want that crap. I don't want your loyalty. I am much happier competing with other races of men for the women who are less loyal than you. You go to a party full of loyalty bitches, and this is what you get. And you're like, oh, at least I don't have to compete. They bring so much to the table. What do you bring? You have nothing. 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 A semi-worthless vagina. Circling around prisons, waiting for dudes to get out, hoping that they fuck her. That is you. Your opinion isn't as valid as hotter women. Your loyalty isn't as valid as hotter women. Hit the like button.
And it's just that safety that you feel, not having to explain nuances, not having to explain why you may react to things a certain way. You just can be, and they get it, and they feel you, and it's that.
What she means is they tolerate you. You can just be. You can just do the stuff that you want to, and they still tolerate your doings. Keep it a buck. What you're saying is you love black men because they're the only ones that can tolerate your bullshit. And you still ain't got one. You still is ringless. Why? Because you haven't made a man a good wife. Why haven't you made a man a good wife? Because you're fat. Which means that you do not care or value or respect the opinion of the men that you seek. And what men do you seek? The very men that you don't respect. Us. Out there trotting after my penis, talking about how loyal you are. I don't want to hear it.
Unspoken bond
You're loyal to hostess. Damn it.
that you can't create with other races. Like it's just not there. Like,
Well, I'm sure black men everywhere are applauding as you say that. But have you ever tried dating a white man?
no. I haven't tried
Not
not
even curious.
to. I haven't tried not to. I haven't like had someone approach me and me say, no, you're not black, so I'm not gonna.
There you go. She hasn't tried not to. She's admitting that they're not choosing her like that. She's admitting it. Listen, they're not choosing me like that because they already have syrup. She's admitting it. It's not a matter of love. It's a matter of this is the only group of people that will fuck me. Keep it a buck. That's what she's saying. Like, I stick with, she's going where she's celebrated. You know how those women talk? Go where you're celebrated, not tolerate. That's where they celebrate her. That's where they call her thick and try to get into her pants. Oh, her pants. God, that gave me the quivers. Like, she's going where she's celebrated.
Talk to you.
Hit the like button.
Actively gone out and searched for it. I just
Not interested.
no. I just feel like even in the conversation, like I can feel my mind drifting away. Like I'm not engaged. I'm not feeling that bond, that connection. That there's just certain swag and flavor that Black men just have. That
She said flavor. She said flavor. You know why she said it? Because she's hungry right now. She is hungry right now. She's thinking about food. She wants a chocolate. She wants a chocolate flavored Black man so she can eat. You know how Easter bunny you get like a chocolate bunny rabbit and stuff like that? They make those. She wants chocolate penis so she can eat it. The flavor. Gosh. Her food drive is so attached to her adrenal gland that she's confusing it with sex. Their flavor, their swag. Show ass up. Swag is an empty word with no definition. It's just something that you say to excuse the fact that you fuck the people that are willing to fuck you, and they are few. They are few.
just there's no way to duplicate it. There's no way to replicate it.
But Nicole, you are feeling that connection because I know that for the last 5 years you've dated almost exclusively white men.
Yeah, and that's not on purpose. It's just how it ended up happening. I dated Black men almost exclusively in my youth up until maybe 30, 33, something like that. But
You hear that? You hear that? Now, I want y'all to listen closely. She said almost exclusively. Almost exclusively. Once again, almost exclusively. Meaning that she's not even fully exclusive. The whole argument is we're so loyal and perhaps we should consider dating other groups of men. You've already considered it. She's already considered it. She already, in her youth, considered it. All of the women on this panel considered it. All of them. Even the one that says she was loyal say she don't get approached by other dudes. None of these chicks are actually loyal, and I don't blame them, but stop making it seem like the reason that you're single is because of some devout loyalty. Shut your ass up. The reason why you're single is food, fat, and fake hair. The other three F's.
but I don't have a problem dating whoever's going to take care of me, whoever's going to treat me well, whoever treats the people around me well, whoever is a good person. I'm just like, I try to be open and open-minded about who I can have in my life, and I don't want to limit myself that way because I think good people are good people.
Mm-hmm. So did the statistics have anything to do with that, the social climate in terms of Black women dating?
Yes, I'm from Nashville, which is a very white town, and when I started online dating, the people who were matching with me were mostly white men. And I will say, to be, honest.
Now, to give you an idea of her age, she said that she has been dating white guys for the past 5 years. And she started when she was 33. So she's like 38 right now. Now, it's hard to gauge the age of women like this Because when you don't want to fuck them, you don't try to figure it out. See, I seen somebody, well, I'm not going to say this. There was a time when you had to, and actually you still do, but it's less and less as I started to date older and older women. But um, when you're dating, say in the 18 to 24 age, you have to try to figure out their age because you might get jailbaited. But her, you don't care. Why? Because you don't want to fuck her. But let's let her tell the stories of people that do.
To get full disclosure, a lot of them were coming at me with some racist fetishizing bullshit. And of course, I eliminated all of that. I did not, for the most part, entertain any of that. A lot of them were coming at me with some kind of like, do you dominate? Can you dominate me? Kind of thing in the.
Now you hear this? They have racial fetishizations of me. Yeah, so what? I have fetishizations of chicks all the time. All the freaking time. Give me a white girl right now. You want to know what I do? Because this shit turns me on. I pretend to drop a box of Q-tips. And then I say, hey, baby, could you pick that up for me? And she do. Not knowing what's going on in my brain. In my brain, I'm like, yeah, pick that cotton. Pick it. Pick that cotton. Pick it up. Pick that cotton. Yeah, what your ancestors got to say? You know, pick some cotton for me. You know, pick that cotton. Damn right I got racial fetishization. I want them to pick my cotton. Now, I don't know what they fetishize about her. They probably want some chitlins or something, but I don't know what they fetishize about her. But some fetishes you work with. Just like when they pick my cotton.
Bedroom, yeah, they wanted me to like beat them up and like step on them and shit like that. I mean, fine. I was like, okay, let me see. I was like, are you started beating them up? Yes, I let somebody be my sub, my submissive, the person that I like kept on his knees all the time, and I like that. And so
okay. Now here's the thing. From what she's describing, excuse me, this guy is a submissive. Many submissives, and you submissive people, you don't have to say it, but I'm pretty sure you know this. They have what's called a degradation and humiliation fetish. Now, I know those two things seem like they're the same thing, but they're not. Degradation is when you degrade somebody, make them do degrading things like lick toilets or something like that. And humiliation is when it's done in front of others. So humiliation is a type of degradation, but it's just public degradation. That's humiliation, or if you do it on video, just when other people are aware of it. That's humiliation, and degradation is just as described. It seems as if the guys, yeah, like ghetto gaggers, those women, I don't know if they're doing it for their fetish. I think most of them are doing it for money. But nevertheless, these guys that she claimed to be with, that she claimed to get, have a submissive degradation fetish. Why am I bringing this up? Because she's part of it. She's part of the degradation. They feel degraded by being with her. If a tall, blonde, and beautiful woman was to do it, there's nothing degrading about being with a woman that you find attractive and that the world find attractive. These men are degrading themselves by being with her, and they like it. They like being degraded, and they like being humiliated by being seen with her. That's the degradation. They feel that they should be punished, and that there is no greater punishment than her fat ass. I kid you not. That's what goes on through their mind. See, you want to know this? You want to know something? And this is why I don't do that. This is why I don't do that stuff. I don't do that cuckold stuff, because it might it might be a part of a degradation fetish that they have, and I don't play that shit. And they offered me money and all kind of. Listen, I don't want to. No, I am not a buck. But okay, let me explain for the people that don't know. Cuckold is when a guy, typically a white guy, wants to degrade himself by allowing a black man to fuck his wife or significant other, as he's forced to watch. They aggressively seek such men in order to feel degraded in that way. And no, no, I'm not participating in your shenanigans. But that's how they see her.
Seeing that helped me discover a part of myself that I kind of knew about, but wasn't allowed to explore in my relationships with black men because, of course, they're into like, they were into like tying me up. But when I was like, okay, well, let me tie you up, they were like, no, we're not doing that. So why not? Like, if I'm supposed to trust you,
Let me tie you up. Let me tie you up. No, it don't work that way. Why do you want to do the same shit? That don't make no sense. Listen, if you have a fetish, stick with it. If I want to tie you up, it's because I want to tie you up. Not that I want to be tied up. Hate chicks like that. Annoying. You don't try to equal opportunity my penis. What the hell is wrong with you? If I want some anal, I don't want you to put a strap on. Like, what's wrong with you? Well, you do me, so I should do you. Shut the hell up. It's not the same, stupid. You see, ringless, through all the guys that she degrades by being with her, no damn ring. Oh well, I tied you up. Why don't or you tied me up? Why don't you let? No, because it's different. Don't tie me up. Don't pull my hair. Don't choke me, and don't smack my head. I will stop. I will stop. Any of you ladies listening, if I ever fuck you, if you smack my ass, I'm stopping. No more dick for you. That is ridiculous. You don't do what you see me do. It's your ass that's for smacking. It's your ass that's for biting. And it's your ass that's for grabbing. You don't do the stuff to me I do to you. The hell is wrong? You tied me up. Why don't you let me tie you up? Because I'm the man. That's why.
kind of thing. Why can't you trust me? So there's a lot of that. Like, it's not just the sex, but it's also like this performance of masculinity that comes into play sometimes when I'm talking about just strictly like a sexual relationship, a casual relationship between like white men and versus black men. So that's part of also why I seem to kind of gravitate more towards white men in the last few years, even though I do miss the swag of black men.
That's not a thing. So here she is having dated white guys. And so here's the thing. If they're your sub, how come, and they're already on their knees, how come you don't command that they give you a ring? Because he has a fetish, but he's not stupid. All these white guys that be on your knees, in your leash, eating you out, being tied up, no ring. Why don't you do this? Why don't you tie him up and then put a ring in his hand and whip him until he puts it on your finger? Why don't you do that? Why? Because once their fetish is satiated, they're back to Becky. Having known the humility of being with you. No ring, not a goddamn ring. And she didn't just start dating white dudes for the past 5 years. She said almost exclusively, almost exclusively.
And then the smell, like they're really, that's terrible, right? But there is like a little baby go.
Look at this.
But there's like a smell, and there is something about not having to explain certain things or whatever, or not having to like just let go of certain things. So I do understand that. I'm not saying that that's not important, but there are other things that I think that sometimes I just kind of I'm like, well, you know what? I just want to do the eat me out, and that's what I want. You know?
And this is what happens when women start to think that sex is for their pleasure. It's not. It's for my pleasure. Sex is what you do to me. It's not something I do to you. Eat you out and go? What the hell I look like? And it's you. Let's not forget the fact that it's you. Your thighs touch. Meaning that I don't know if you could fit a head between your thighs. Why? Because it's too much. What's that called? Not thigh meat, not thigh muscle. Oh, fat. It's too much fat. A person could suffocate. That's how the mob kills people. They smother them with pillows. But in your case, you smother them with fat. How dare you? A man tries to eat you. That is ridiculous. That is a hell of a way to die. Eating pussy is a hell of a way to die. Eating pussy is a hell of a way to die. So do not eat a fat ass bitch. That is the worst thing that can possibly happen to you. There are a lot of awful ways to die. It's like you try to slide down a chimney to pretend to be Santa Claus and you get stuck. That's a bad way to die. You work in an observatory and then a comet hits you from behind. That is a horrible way to die. There is so many terrible ways to die, and your thighs is on the top of the list. Eat you and leave? How entitled are you? Now, notice this. They're complaining about the dearth of men. Like, oh, there aren't any men out there. So apparently they exist. Your fat ass just don't want to be tied up without tying him up. So it's not that they're all in jail or something like that because you find them, but every time you find them, you do something stupid like you tell them to eat you out and leave. The hell out of here. Scarcity. Yes, it's a dearth, it's a scarcity of men that's willing to eat your fat ass box. It's spam. You want to know what spam is? So in Hawaii, it's still popular. Spam is like the most undesirable parts of a pig that they put in a can and they call it spam, right? But see, that's not the worst part. The worst part is they pack it in some type of gelatin stuff to keep it fresh. That's your vagina. That gelatin, that is your vagina. And you want guys to eat it. Of course, there's a dearth of people that'll put up with your crap. The white guys that you allow do it that don't marry you, they're doing it because they feel guilty about their privilege. It's called imposter syndrome. They feel guilty about their privilege and they need some humiliation in their life.
When we talk about black and white men, we talk a lot about stereotypes, and swagger and being submissive, but it's so hard just to find someone that you're compatible with overall, regardless of race. And I think that's really what.
It's not hard when you got hair. It's not hard when you got hair. Hold on. Let me see who's in the chat room. Ah, perfect. Chantel, how hard is it when you have hair? Hold on, let me see. No, Sweet Melody Speaks still in here. Maybe she's still in here. Well, y'all seen her picture. Sweet Melody Speaks. How hard is it when you got hair? I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying that it's easier when you got some damn hair. Looking like a pre-Louise Jefferson. Just what in the hell makes you do that? What possesses you to do something like that? Like, why do you get rid of the thing that you need to get the thing that you want? Like, you know something? I'm single. It's hard to find a good woman. I'm gonna just cut off my dick. That should make it easier. I'm going to try to find one with a smaller penis than the one I have now. Like, that is the logic you're working on. You're trying to find a dude with less hair than what you have now. You're stupid.
What Lonnie was speaking to, like, I want to be loved. I want to be loved by someone. And the biggest thing she was saying about James is that he gets me. And there is, I think, a more focus for women specifically to date Black men because, unfortunately, one of the good stereotypes and bad stereotypes is that they are swagger, they are more masculine, they make us feel strong and protected. And, it's just challenging because there are Black men who would be your subs. Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
There are Black men who don't have swagger, but the challenge for us as black women in general is because of so many different variables, including how Black women are perceived by mass culture.
That's how they're perceived. You are part of the perception. You're perceived as fat with no damn hair. Like, this is how we're perceived. No, that's how you are. That's how you are right now. You're perceived as not being able to keep and maintain hair. You're perceived as fat. You're perceived as wearing odd crap all the time. That is how you're perceived, and you are reinforcing that perception. You played Lonnie Love, of all people, before as an intro, talking about, oh, this is our perception. No, that's your fact. That's your fact. I mean, prove it wrong. Change your perception by being better.
And as someone to protect and love and value, just finding a mate in general is challenging. So when you add the layer of, I only want this kind of guy, and he has to have this kind of swag. So not only are you looking for just a Black man, you're looking for a spectrum of Black men.
It's a challenge. So you're on board with Black women expanding their options and considering other races.
I think that
she didn't hear a damn thing that she said. She's just looking to justify swirling.
It's important for you to definitely expand your options. But you have to be honest with yourself. Like, personally, you have to figure out who you're attracted to, but what are the core values that will make a relationship work, right? So if you can't just say, okay, go date.
I love it when unmarried women talk about the core values of what makes relationships work. I just love that.
White men or Asian men or Latino men because there's this disparity in the numbers. Can I have a functioning, healthy relationship with a man of another ethnicity? But also, what am I looking for in my partner? Because there are available Black men, but a lot of times we are focused on the wrong things about eligibility.
That is true. I mean, like the three of you all said swag, which I know, but I don't know what it is.
So it has to be a balance of both.
So speaking of available Black men who are educated, who have not been incarcerated for suitable math.
Why is educated so damn important to these broads? Why is education so damn important to these broads?
Just for us, are there just enough of them around?
Well, I mean, the numbers would say no, right? Because if we look at even like the numbers in terms of going to
Enough for what? Enough for how many? How many of you are deserving of it? And your education don't make you deserving of it. Instead of for 4 years of education, you should have got 4 years of hair growth. You should have got 4 years of gym time. Like, what do you offer an educated person? First of all, why is that even important? But I guess it is. I mean, hey, if I can like big titties, you can like education. Okay, I get it. However, what do you offer? Not a damn thing. Nothing I want. Look at your hands. Like everything is wrong with you. Well, you got big titties? You got big titties? You got a sweater on. I can't tell. You have nothing of value, nothing of worth.
college, they'll say that there's a huge disparity. Black women are killing it there. But the reality is, when we're picking, we don't actually have to pick so concretely. Because a man has not gone to college, that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a viable career. Just because a man has been incarcerated doesn't mean that he's dead to the world. And I'm not saying he has to go, marry. What do they have those shows like married out of jail? But there are people, we know that our men are unfairly incarcerated. So sometimes someone might have a record, and it's like, okay, well, what did you really do? And is it something that prohibits you from being a healthy partner?
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the reality is, you do have to think differently to effectively hunt because we are at a disadvantage statistically. And it sounds like
Every woman in America is at a disadvantage statistically. We're at a disadvantage statistically because so many of you are fat. And the ones who aren't fat ain't got no damn hair.
there, but that's just our fact. So now,
But Nicole, have you encountered any challenges dating a white man and just going out and about in the world?
that's inside.
Nothing was funny. Nothing was funny.
Of course, they say racist things. They are clearly not interested in me as a person. They're interested in me because I'm black. And not all of them, but those are the times. Yeah, like they
Yes, you're part of a fetish.
I guess I should say for people who approach me, not necessarily as people that I date. The people that I end up dating, the challenges are, sometimes I don't come home and I'm trying to explain my day and I'm trying to explain a microaggression, that somebody like did something to me at work that was purely because I was black and they were white. And, he might say, oh, I'm sure that's not the case. I know a black man would be like,
We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. I am a black man and I don't want to hear that shit. Microaggression is a way of saying nitpicking. When a person says microaggression, it means that you're scouting and scouring for something to complain about. Like, yeah, so we was at they ordered dinner and because we were working late and they had a fruit basket and they was scooping fruit and putting it in everybody's bowl and the person that scooped a lot more watermelon in my bowl than they did the other person's bowl. So microaggression, we don't want to hear that shit. Have somebody punch you in the face and then say, shine my shoes, nigga. Then that is a story I want to hear. That is something I would feel I have to handle. Outside of that, I don't want to hear crap. Microaggression, my dick. What the hell? We don't want to hear that. Black men understand. No, they pretend to understand. They already compromise themselves by sleeping with you. Like, I don't want to have to hear no crap like that. I've seen some Latinos in a park and they had a piñata, and even though it was a pit bull, it kind of looked like a black person hanging from the tree. So microaggression, shut the hell up. I don't want to hear it ever. I don't want to hear your bullshit. And you're not hot enough for me to tolerate it. See, there is a level of tolerance of crap that people put up with based on the hotness of the chick that they're with, and you are not it. We don't put up with nothing. Nothing you ever say or do is wrong. A woman is hot enough, and she could just say and talk about how she could be a flat earth chick, and you know I hate flat earth chicks. She could be a zodiac bitch, and you know I hate zodiac bitches. But if she's hot enough, I tolerate it. You have no tolerance. I tolerate nothing from you. Every day I'm pissed at something you say because you're not hot. Every day you say something that pissed me off because you're not hot. And really, I'm just pissed because you're not hot. That is your life as long as you remain fat. Listen, you come home and you just be like, and then your dude be like, stop yawning, you fat ass bitch. Stop it with that yawning. You're breathing too damn hard. Air got calories. Everything you do is wrong. Hit the like button.
What you need me to do? He could be ready to go, but a white man is trying to tell me no, that's just in my imagination. Sometimes, and then other times, there are the woke white guys who are just really they want to try to get academic.
Oh, the woke white guys. Oh my God. Oh my God.
With it and whatever. And it's just I just need you to listen. So either way, there's a little bit of just listen to me when I'm venting. You don't necessarily have to solve anything, that kind of thing.
But is dealing with all of that worth it?
I mean, it passes the time, yeah. And I mean,
you old as hell talking about passing time. You old as hell and fat as fuck talking about passing time. You ain't got no time to pass. You see, they want to make it seem like the problem is us. No, the problem is that they're not taking relationships seriously. She's looking to get eaten and beaten and mistreating dudes. She's not actually looking for a relationship. Oh, it passes the time. You just want somebody to eat you and shut up while you vent about microaggressions. All right, Dane C said he sent me a super chat. Hold on, let me see if I get that. Just eating, beating, and mistreating. Dane C, thanks a lot. It says, GC, you quick. I just emailed you this morning. Oh yeah, I did get the thanks. So you're the one who sent it to me. I appreciate you. Yeah, I got it from you, and I was like, and yeah, keep your show ideas coming. Everybody, keep your show ideas coming. I see something and it's coverageable, I gotta cover it. I had to cover this. I had to. Look at her boots. I had to cover this. Kevin Murray with the 50. Thanks a lot. It says, why does the host look like the mom from Half and Half? Yeah, exactly. She's stuck in a time period. And the fat chick in the orange look like Della Reese from Harlem Nights. Yeah, exactly. She looks like the Kool-Aid woman. She looks like the Kool-Aid man's orange sister. Man, they just got one demographic of people that complain, and that is unappealing black women. They don't have one effable black woman up there. Not a one. Not one. Just a bunch of last picks looking for first dicks. That's all they got up there. Trying to say that the problem is us when they're making the problem obvious. How the younger, hotter, sexier, childless women come up and complain about a dearth. There's no dearth for them. It's just a dearth for you.
More than that.
Sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I am looking for a relationship, and that is sad. And when I'm okay, who's going to?
Sometimes you're looking for a relationship. You are stupid. You are stupid. You've been an adult for 20 years and you're just looking for a relationship sometimes, and yet you still complain when you ain't got it. That's like somebody saying, "Oh, I'm just looking for a job sometimes." But it's the white man's fault that I'm unemployed. You're stupid. Sometimes I am looking for a job, sometimes I'm not. You're stupid.
To give me some attention. There are definitely times where I'm just like, I just need some, a guy to talk to or whatever. But then there are times when I'm like, no, I just need somebody to like come over and then leave. And that's fine. And I think that's the problem that.
See, here's the thing. She's talking about pump and dump, right? She feels that from time to time she just needs to be pumped and dumped. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's all you have to offer. No ring, no ring. All you have to offer is something sexual to people who have low sexual standards. That is it. You are a go between hotter women. That's what you are. You pass the time, from when Brad and Chad and Tyrone and all the other guys out there, before they get with their betters, and by betters, I mean attractive. I mean women who are better than you. Well, by better, I mean slim women, like slim women that don't wear denim jeans. Like that is the betters. They're your betters. Here's what I mean when I say that. Your tap water. See, I have a cooler out there because my place isn't rigged up, so I can plug the extension to my refrigerator and have the filtered water come through there. So what I do is I take a 5 gallon jug and then I put it into this cooling system of filtered water. And I put it into this cooling system and drink from that. I have 5 of those. That's 25 gallons that I have when I go to the place and fill it up. Now, every now and again, I run out of water and I don't have enough water to get me the energy that I need to go to the place to fill up the jugs. So, on that rare occasion, I drink tap water. I drink tap water for the time that it takes for me to get the energy I need to go and get regular water. That's your vagina. Your vagina is the tap water that's between regular water. It's rain. It's acid rain.
I've been having as I've gotten older, where men sometimes don't understand that women aren't all looking for a relationship. They're not always trying to get to the altar. They're just trying to get you at their personal altar, maybe, and that's it, and just go. And it's the men who don't seem to understand that they need to customize their approach. They need to customize their game. They always just want to like.
You need to customize your body. We got to customize our game for somebody who's looking for long term sometimes. Shut your dumb ass up. We got to customize our game so when I'm looking for a long-term relationship, you got to come with your long-term relationship game, and when I'm looking for a short-term relationship, you got to come with your shut your fat stupid ass up. See, people play the game for a prize, and guess what? You ain't it. You are tap water.
Have the same results that causes me problems or stress.
And to that point, I think women can think, a little bit differently in terms of, identifying their hierarchy of needs, right? Like, so if you want to date casually, what are you looking for? If you're trying to date seriously, what are you looking for? And really kind of itemizing the core values that are important. And of course, aesthetics are important too, because you want to be attracted to your mate. Right. But if you are super focused on being married,
you hear what she just said? Aesthetics are important too. You want to be attracted to your mate. That is her definition of aesthetics. Let me get 100 likes. Get 100 likes. Two more. Her definition of aesthetics is how attracted you are to your mate. If you go to the gym right now, to your nearest gym, and I don't care. I don't care if you're in Atlanta. I don't care if you are in Chocolate City. I don't care if you are in Wakanda. If you go to your gym right now, there's a white woman on a treadmill with her ponytail waving from side to side. And you want to know why she's in the gym with her ponytail waving from side to side? Because of aesthetics. That's how they decide. That's how they define aesthetics. They define aesthetics as the way you present yourself to the world. But these chicks define aesthetics as the way men present themselves to them. Aesthetics is your fucking hair. Aesthetics. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You look like you hide in bushes and yoink guys with a net. What do you mean aesthetics? Can't believe this. Aesthetics are important. That's why a guy has to look good. Shut your hair up.
Or having a long-standing healthy relationship outside of marriage, you have to think about what's in my available pool.
Right. Absolutely. Well,
what's in my available pool? Nothing. It's dry. It's dry. It's dry. Now, it wouldn't even be dry if you didn't waste so much time in your youth. Talking about, oh yeah, sometimes I'm into a relationship and sometimes I'm not. And notice how they began talking about, oh, there just isn't enough. There just isn't enough. Then why would you have that attitude knowing that there's a scarcity? How come you don't have a scarcity mindset? You're talking about aesthetics and you're talking about sometimes I'm with it, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm looking, sometimes I'm not. That's the actual reason that these bitches are single.
for Black women who are interested in dating white men, where do you find them? How do you go about it? Where do you start?
Okay, well, I am a bit of an introvert, so I kind of rely mostly on online dating. It's easy for me. Working in the media, it's hard for me to find men who date women, who are interested in women, I guess I could say that. And it's hard finding, at my age, men who are not already attached. So my pool is particularly small at this point in my life. So I just go online, or since I moved to New York, I've been here about 3 years. Every now and then I'll, go out to a bar and do that kind of thing to.
Okay. So before she says she's from Nashville and she's only been dating white guys for the past 5 years. And that's because she's in Nashville and it's nothing but white dudes there, I guess. And now she says, now I'm in New York. Something's not adding up. Something is not adding up. So 3 of the past 5 years, you've been in New York and you've just been dating white guys in New York. There's a lot of lies going on.
Go find somebody. I'm not great at that because I'm not good at flirting because I'm so direct, in case you haven't noticed, but I'm too direct. And a lot of times men, regardless of race, they want the chase. And I'm just like, no, I like you, you like me, let's do this. And they don't want that. They want to like do the whole hunting thing. And I don't have time for that. Like, let's just get to it. So for me.
Didn't she just say that they had to tailor their approach? Didn't she just say they had to adjust their approach? And now she's like, some guys like to hunt, but I'm just like, no, I like you and you like me, so let's do this. Y'all see this? She is a liar. She is a liar. How much of this crap can you put up with?
Me, I tend to rely on online dating and occasionally the bar scene.
Well, speaking of online dating, I'm sure you know about this infamous OkCupid survey that came out in 2014
Yes.
that said that.
What do you know about that? It came out in 2014. So you and that just pierced your soul, huh? That's old news, and y'all it just pierces your soul. But wait till she read this survey. What do you have a pen for? You ain't writing shit. There is nothing that you need to write down right now. You are not writing nothing. You picked up a pen so you could seem smarter. I bet you she don't have a pad, and if she do, there's nothing written on it. She just has one sentence. Black women are single because black men. And then she underlined because black men. That way everything, every reason that they say, even though they're telling why they're single because no damn hair. They're single because they're fat. They're single because they date sporadically. They're single because they wait to their 30s and 40s to start taking relationships seriously. They're single for all these reasons, but she is going to pin it on black men. And she got a pin. This is ridiculous. Hit the like button.
Black women were rated the least attractive of all the women on the site.
Yeah.
Do you feel that when you're online dating?
Sometimes there are
Black women were rated the.
Black men showed little racial preference. Music. They don't say how much racial preference black women showed.
Least attractive of all the women on the site.
Yeah.
Do you feel that when you're online dating?
Sometimes there are definitely times where I'm like, this is dry. I'm not getting any matches, and I will delete my account for a couple of months, and then
I haven't online dated in a while, and when I did, I didn't do those swipe ones, right? But here's what I know about the swipe ones, and I didn't do Tinder because I don't have a Facebook. But apparently, Bernard was telling me that you don't need a Facebook anymore. But I just don't online date. Oh, and I will get into why I don't online date. That video is coming up. Look for a video about they never look like their picture. That video is coming up. But what I did know is that a friend of a friend who I knew, but I knew of him, but I didn't know him directly. We just spoke a couple of times, so I don't classify him as a friend. But a friend of a friend who is a handsome dude, right? He cleans up on Tinder with average at best chicks. So he gets a bunch of average at best chicks, and he's making up for. He actually has a girlfriend, right? And or wife now, but at the time he had a bunch of side pieces that he got off Tinder. Who was nowhere near as hot as his wife. Now, what happened one time afterwards, right? She was in the shower, and her phone was unlocked. As a joke, he swiped right on everybody that was interested, and or just everybody, and they immediately hit her back. And from this is him telling the story. From what I understood, that this was a below or average chick, and she got swarmed. So the fact that this chick here didn't get any in New York, in I don't know if she's in New York City or just New York State, but in New York, a densely populated place, she can go a time period without getting any. That really says something about your spam box, don't it? That really says something about your spam jelly. And then when you do get some, you just say, okay, just eat me out and go, because you're stupid. In addition to everything else that you got going on with yourself physically, you got that going on in your brain.
and come back refreshed or reset or something like that. I definitely feel, again, that sometimes men are just talking to me because they see brown skin if it's somebody who's not black. I think that the black men who that I do match with, they are overly familiar. They are very presumptuous in how they talk to me, and they in the same way that you're kind of like.
They are very presumptuous in how they talk to me. Aren't you the one that says, I like you like me, let's get to it? Didn't you just say that? Oh, these guys are presumptuous. So wait a minute. I like you like me, let's get to it. 4 minutes later. The black guys are overly presumptuous. What in the hell? Why would you presume that they like you? Y'all see how confused this is? And listen, I expect stuff like this from hotter women. Or I should say I tolerate it from hotter women. And younger women. And this isn't for my preference. I just expect younger women to not be as swift and kind of be inconsistent and incongruent because they're young and they haven't had much life experience. But you're like 38 to 40 right now, and you're saying this haphazard stuff. And why do I scrutinize everything you say? Because you're not attractive. You're not physically attractive, which means that all the other stuff is up for scrutiny. This is me as a person trying to gauge what value you have in the universe. See, this is how it is. You get actual interviews. I had this chick years back who wanted to be she interviewed for a manager job at Rite Aid. So I took her to the interview. Interviews are typically like 5-10 minutes. Took her to the interview. She walked in. I parked the car and waited, right? Waited a little bit. And then I took a nap. And I woke up sweaty. It was summertime, granted, but because I didn't leave the engine on, I didn't want to waste gas. Gas in California is expensive. But I woke up sweaty. And I was like, dang, how long this chick been interviewing? So I walk in, and then it was just finishing up. And I was like, what took y'all so long? And she was like, well, he didn't really interview me. He was just telling me about his wife, his kids. He was just telling me, about this. Basically, this old ass white dude was flirting. Oh, she got the job, but he was flirting. He was flirting the whole damn time. He was being friendly and familiar and crap like that. And I don't care about stuff like that. But the thing is that he was flirting because she looked the way she looked. You get interviewed. They scrutinized you. They say stuff like, have you ever worked at Rite Aid? How much does a pound of strawberry ice cream cost? How much does a gallon of Slim Fast cost? You should know this if you worked at Rite Aid. Do orange soda ring up the same way as grape soda? What's that little code on the barcode for some Fig Newtons? Are Fig Newtons cookies? Do Diet Dr. Pepper taste just like regular Dr. Pepper? That is the type of interviews you would get for Rite Aid. I know, because if I managed to Rite Aid, that's how I would interview you. I don't want you there. That is your life. So the way I'm scrutinizing you, that is the way the world scrutinizes you. Why? Because we've already come to the conclusion that you're not a hard worker. If you were, you'd have a better body.
When you go to a black business and you're like, come on, I know you can hook me up. Why don't you give me an extra discount? I feel like a lot of times black men are approaching me in that same way online anyway, where they're just kind of like, we're both black, let's do this. And I'm like, okay, well, can you like try to figure out how to spell my name at least, you know, that kind of thing. So I definitely felt
Now we're the stupid ones. Your name is in the thing. Your name is in the profile. They could copy and paste it. No, you're just saying. See, you're just looking for opportunity to criticize. Before you was like, I like you, you like me, let's get with it. And now you're saying that they're saying that they're too straightforward. You're black, I'm black, let's do the black thing.
So do you feel like black men don't try as hard?
Online dating, yes. Yes, I will say that.
That's an interesting statistic. So
Don't try hard online. It's online for a reason. People go online for convenience and ease. That's why you go online. Because it's easier and convenient. It's the same reason why people order Uber Eats. It's like saying, oh, people online that order Uber Eats, they don't work as hard for food. Of course not. That's why they're online. Simple.
what do you think about that? Do you think that black men need to step it up?
I feel like men in general, period, need to do better. Because I think on one hand, I understand that they are outnumbered, so they have more options. So that
How do they have more options when y'all have a take it or leave it mentality when it comes to relationship? The only way we would have more numbers if all of you were serious about a relationship at the same time. Because we're serious about pussy at the same time. So, like 100% of us, the heterosexual ones, are serious about pussy at the same time. But y'all have a take it or leave it mentality. Exactly. It's always us. That's the only reason why she has a pen. Shout out to Dasuvius. He says, wouldn't the fact black women are least attractive insinuate there is a preference racially? No, because of the reasons that they're least attractive physically is because they are fat. You see, you can't lose when they're not fat. When they're not fat, they win. They are greater than or equal to all other races, hands down. When they're not fat and they got their hair that looks like something to look at, let me show you something. Is she least attractive? Is she the least attractive? But if you cut her hair, put a wig on, and put an extra 50 pounds on her, she would be the least attractive. That's how that works. Let me show y'all something else. This came up in my feed yesterday, and I sent it to Bernard. Hold on, and she might take Kelly Stamp's place as my crush. Hold on one second. Let me show you. Let me see. No, no, no. Dang it, I watch a lot of stupid crap. All right, hold on one second. All right, here we go. Show y'all what I'm talking about. Is she least attractive? Huh? Is she least attractive? Hold on. Yeah, she's a bit thicker than I like. But yeah. She got 3.7 million views. So it's not genetic. It's not genetic. It's the shit that they do, eat, and say. All right, let's continue.
Like if I had a whole bunch of people, then it's like, of course, I wouldn't really care that much because I'm like, well, if you don't want me, I got other options. So I understand that part, but I just feel that.
See, oh, never mind.
A lot of women are now settling, so they're making it harder for us. Because if you take any old thing, then the person after, they're going to feel like they can do the same thing to me because that they did to you because you were just like, well, I'm lonely. Well, my pool is small. Well, you're making excuses. So you're just letting them call you whenever they want, not reply, cancel dates last minute, do whatever they feel like doing. And then when you get tired of it and they come to me, they think they can do that to me and it's not happening. So I don't think it's a black man, white man. I think just people overall need to treat people how they want to be treated.
Yeah, I think it's a challenge because you
treat people how they want to be treated. I'm not gonna give you a blowjob. Like what does that mean? And by you, I'm talking about Zaza Beats. I'm not talking about you. Like I want her to treat me in a way that I don't want to treat her. Everybody knows I want to eat pudding out of Zaza Beats' hair, but I don't want to eat pudding out of my hair. That don't make sense.
really have to understand the black man's beautiful plight, right? The educated black man's beautiful plight right now. Like the bar.
Why does she keep saying educated?
Has been set lower, quite frankly, because they have so many options, right? In terms of
Oh my God! So they're saying that black women have a lower bar than black men. Black women who are big but demand a slim dude. Black women who are average at best with a kid demanding a six-figure dude. And black men who pretty much go out with anything, they're saying that they're the ones lowering the bar. And she's a therapist.
How they can treat people and what they can get away with and what people will forgive is very different. So when dating, we have to remember there's so many variables, right? Like what phase is he in life? The fact that men aren't always looking to settle down the way women are just in general, it becomes a...
Oh my God. Oh my God. I swear that somebody just beat him with a stupid broom. She just said men aren't always looking to settle down when her friend just say, I'm not always looking to settle down. Both of them. I'm not always looking to settle down. Sometimes I want this, sometimes I want that. Sometimes I just want a guy to come over and eat me out. Sometimes I just want a guy to come over and listen to me talk. Sometimes I turn off my dating profile for a couple of months. They're not always looking. We're not always looking, but they are. Get out of here. See, that's why people like this have short hair. Why? Because there's no brain for it to root in. That is the reason. The brain isn't you know what it is? The brain waves is what hair feeds off of, and she don't have enough. She don't have enough brain waves to grow hair.
A conscious effort much later in their lives. And then when they want to, they can be extremely fickle on what the criteria is, right? So you have people, online dating because you have access to so many people. If someone upsets you or if there's a miscommunication, what do?
you unmatch, you move on. In real life, you wouldn't
ghost
do
them.
that, right?
Yeah.
You ghost them, right?
Yeah.
So we have to be understanding that this is how they're operating. And I totally agree with you, Tequila. I think it creates a challenge for women who are dating seriously and who don't want to settle.
She just said that she's not dating seriously. Read. What are you talking about?
Figuring out how do we now strategize to make sure that we are mindful of saying, like, if I want to be in a specific kind of relationship, I have to set up rituals of how we're going to treat ourselves earlier on. And they might not adhere to these rituals because they don't have to, And it doesn't mean that they're necessarily all bad guys.
Or that
But
they
it's like-
are a bad guy themselves.
Right. It's because, when you're allowed to play, if I can play in the pool and, there's no time that you have to get out, why am I getting out at 10 o'clock, right?
They're the ones playing in the pool. The women around you right now are playing in the pool, and they have been for their whole damn adult life. They've been whipping and chaining white boys. They've been getting eaten out. They've been talking about their microaggressions. They're the ones playing in the pool, not taking it seriously. Exactly. She's describing women, modern women. You see, that's the thing. They want us to see them as Big Mama. They want us to pretend like they don't have a new reputation. That they didn't march, bitch, and fight to be like men, and now they're behaving like the worst men that she is now describing.
I can play until 1 a.m. So I think that that's the biggest challenge for the community now, because if you talk to most guys who are, over 30, they'll say they want to be in a relationship. They want a certain kind of woman. But in terms of the practicalities of having the tools and the focus to understand how to strategically date, it's very hard because
And y'all know how to strategically date? Is there anything that was said right now that insinuates, implies, or just downright say that you know how to date? Nothing.
they're thinking with all kinds of that, right? And it's a lot. It's very tempting to have so many women coming at you or just available.
Right. But
Yeah.
why is it?
See, according to these bitches, they think that the men have all the dating profiles. Like we get, like, our inbox fill up. We're the ones whose inbox fill up no matter what. This is projection like a mother. Oh God. And that's why these things don't have men on them. So the lies can flow. All you need is one penis there, not mine, but all you need is one penis there to say, oh, really? Really? Let's look at my Tinder profile, and then let's look at the host Tinder profile. Get out of here.
That Black men are so much more open to dating outside their race.
So let's look at how we're socialized overall, right? So there is a hierarchy in terms of beauty. And when we look at that, who's at the top? You always see blonde.
Who's at the top of the hierarchy of beauty? Zaza Beats. How about that? Zaza Beats is at the top of the hierarchy of beauty. That chick with the schoolgirl uniform, she's at the top of the hierarchy of beauty. All right? You want to know who else is at the top of the hierarchy of beauty? Women with hair. Damn it. Look at the top 100 most beautiful women out there. You want to know what they have in common? Hair. The hell out of here. Oh, it's because of European beauty standards. Well, then stop watching Lonnie Love then. You won't do that. You won't do that. Not Lonnie Love. All fat women are the same person. But yeah, that's Lonnie Love. I'm confusing her with Lizzo. But yeah, nevertheless, stop watching all of them. If so, you're part of the problem. But you are the problem. You want to know why you're the problem? Because you don't have no hair. Every time you don't look your most beautiful, you're part of the problem. And you don't look your most beautiful every day. Every day, you don't look your most beautiful. You are part of the problem. Hold on. I'm going to show you who's not part of the problem. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you who's not part of the problem. Hold on. Fair use. Fair use. Let's take a look at this one. I don't watch these. They come up. So notice that there's no red bar underneath. I don't watch these. But I do know that they exist. Why? Because they come up on my feed every damn day. And I don't know why. And it's been like that for months. So I know where to go to get it. I don't watch this. I don't watch these. But all right, so let me pick one. Oh, they're not part of the problem. They're not part of the problem, are they? Huh? They're not on the thing bitching, are they? How come you didn't interview them to hear their complaints? How come they didn't go months without a dude swiping right on them? Huh? Oh, she must be blonde hair, blue eyed, right? Right? Oh, she's not part of the problem. Let's see here. Maybe these two are part of the problem. Nope, they're not part of the problem. They're not part of the problem, is it? Let's see here. Is this one? Is this one part of the problem? Nope. She's not part of the problem. So apparently, there's a channel dedicated to all that crap, right? Hold on. Apparently, there's a channel dedicated. Oh, this is part of the problem. No damn hair. That's part of the problem. So miss me with this. Oh crap. What do we have here? Oh, this one definitely is not part of the problem. Oh, she is not part of the problem. Look at her hair. Wobble wobble. Look at that. Yeah, she's not part of the problem. You are the problem. You and your refusal to grow some damn hair. You are part of the problem. Waiting too damn long to find a penis that's too damn long. You are part of the problem. Miss me with this whole white beauty standard and stuff. And get the hell out of here. Shut your dumb ass up. Listen, how many people who was alive in the 90s watched Martin and not Seinfeld? How many people watched House Party? How many people watched Coming to America? George Jefferson and Good Times? Huh? How many people watch stuff like that? We don't even watch white people's stuff. Shut your dumb ass up. White beauty standard. Every single billboard in the hood is a light-skinned black chick trying to sell you an 8 ball or something. Shut your dumb ass up. White beauty standard. Stop making excuses for you not having no damn hair.
blue hair, or what is it, blue eye, blonde hair at the top. Those are the images, regardless of what's in your household. You can have the most pro-Black household, unless you are living, someplace with no television, no radio, you're not going to see that. So we know that men in general are more visually stimulated. So when they're in their play phase, they'll date different types of women, right? But because
So you know that we are visually stimulated, and that's how you decide to stimulate us with no damn hair.
of systemic racism, let's just call it what it is, our men have been taught many reasons rather, that we aren't at the top of the food chain. So not only are we not at the top of the food chain in beauty, we're also not in the top of the food chain in terms of femininity. And why is that?
You're not at the top of the food chain because your friends ate the food chain. They ate the whole damn chain and thought it was shish kebab. They ate the whole chain. Stop eating the chain and you'll be on the top of it.
Go back to that other statistic we talked about. Men being out of the household and mom having to perform masculine duties, right? So if it's not mom, it could be auntie, it could be grandma. So now we're not looking at our women as the most beautiful or the person that needs to be doted on. And then what do the women do? Because you have to survive, you're what? You're strong. So that cape means I'm doing things that
y'all asked to be called strong. Y'all spent the whole generation. I'm a strong woman. I'm a strong woman. Why are they calling me strong? Because you don't have no hair? Because you don't have no damn hair. Listen to me and listen to me good. And no, she ain't Halle Berry. Stop comparing. And she ain't Amber Rose neither. Listen. All your problems in life is because you ain't got no damn hair. There, I said it. You're a therapist wondering why you ain't got no customers because you ain't got no hair. You go to McDonald's and you wonder why the persons who came in after you, their number was called first and yours didn't get called until later. It's because you don't have no damn hair. You want to know why the weather is bad where you live? Because you ain't got no damn hair. Each and every single problem in your life is because you ain't got no damn hair and you too strong to grow it. Let me tell y'all what I mean. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Y'all hear this sound? This is the sound of clippers. This is clippers. Y'all hear this? Y'all hear this? If a woman is using these on her damn head, leave her. Leave her right now. This is for men. This is where I go to get my haircut. This is what I use on my damn mustache, on my goatee, on my hairline. This is what fit. This is for me. If she has one of these, run. Run, brother, run.
Normally my feminine side that isn't tapped into, and it makes it, it's just that cycle. And we know, we talk about this all the time, but we don't think about how it affects the actual dating in the world. So when I'm going out as a girl who has single women around me, I'm thinking in a more masculine way. As a boy who has single women around me, I'm thinking that Black women don't need me.
Y'all said you didn't need us. You're stupid.
Black women don't continuously say we don't need you.
But we do, though. But we do. We need you. We want you. We want to help you. We want to be helped by you. I need to be saved by you. And it's so hard for women to say those things.
Right. Well, here's a fact that many of us probably already know. According to the Pew Research Center, Black men are twice as likely to marry outside their race than Black women.
That's because white women want us more than white men want you. That's why. They will need some. They need us more than we need them, or they want us more than they want you. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because of this.
often. So clearly the brothers are not afraid to swirl. So coming up, there are.
And why does she have a pen? You ain't writing shit down. There is nothing in depth. What, you had to note that? You had to note that it's being recorded. You stupid. All right.
Still so many misconceptions around interracial dating. It's time to play fact or fiction after the break.
Even the graphics is 80s.
So we're talking Black women looking for love outside their race, and I want to break down some of the myths and misconceptions about interracial dating. But first, my girls are here to help me, of course. Tequila White, public relations maven, and Tia Brown, licensed therapist and host, and Nicole Perkins, writer and podcast host. Okay, so myth number one. Black women who date outside their race are just bitter over failed relationships with Black men.
Oh no.
Fiction.
That's
Yeah.
slander. Yeah.
This whole thing was y'all talking about how bitter y'all were. Oh, black man this, black man that. He got mommy issues and he thinks I'm a man because I have no hair. Oh, black man this, black man that. There's a misconception out there that Black women only go to other races of men because of a dearth in Black men. Oh, no, that's not true. Ah, crap.
No, that is insulting.
Why do you feel so strongly about that?
I just feel that who you choose to date should not be a last resort. It shouldn't be like, well, I'm dating them.
Now, notice how she said who you choose to date, meaning that they recognize that they got options, meaning that this whole prison crap is crap. Our standards are so low that they would even fuck you. And that really says something.
Because no one else wants me. And that's kind of the feel that I got from Lonnie's clip. It was kind of like, I tried, and then I got older and I was lonely, and then I saw him and he saved the day. And it's kind of like, no, like who you date should be a reflection of your values. It should be a reflection of what you want. It shouldn't be, well, I guess this is it. Because like,
You think she's settled?
I don't know her situation. I'm just saying that.
All right. Here's the thing. First, let me read it because he done opened a can of worms with this. Asian women date more than anyone in the U.S. I don't know if that's true because they marry young, but I do know that they have the greatest dating options over all other races and ethnicities. And here's why they do. So in Superman, and I'm not a DC person, but I do know this. I do know this because you can't help but know this about Superman. If you're in the comic books at all. And that is, there is a character called Bizarro. He's not Bizarro Superman. Bizarro is his name. Bizarro comes from a square Earth. And by square, I mean cubicle. He comes from a cubicle planet, Bizarro Land. He is the opposite of Superman in every way that counts, meaning that he shoots cold from his eyes and he blows fire, where Superman blows cold and shoots lasers out of his eyes. He is the antithesis of Superman in every way that counts. Asian women are the antithesis of these women. They are the anti-Black women. Black women are big, Asian women are little. Black women have no damn hair. Asian women have so much hair that they sell it to Black women. And still, their stuff is longer than the stuff that Black women buy. Asian women stay married to their mates. Black women don't. They are the antithesis of them. They are the bizarro Black women, or Black women are the bizarro them. So yes, there is a bizarro dynamic going on between Asian women and black women. So, Mr. Shane Vicious, what you're describing is a true thing. However, it's because they're the exact opposite. So the results is going to be the exact opposite. If you want better, do better. And by better, I mean better hair and better figures and better makeup and better sandwiches and better breeding of children. Just better everything. Unbizarro yourself. What they want. Oh, okay. So that's a Sweet Melody Speaks. Hit me with the whatchamacallit. All right. Thanks a lot, love. All right, let me see. Let me get the message here. Cash apps and super chats are welcome and appreciated, but also the like button. Here we go. All right. She has a show starting. So, Sweet Melody Speaks has a show starting at 8 EST, 5 Western, with her and Classic Ruby. Now, I forget the topic and I picked it out. Oh, they're going to talk about women in men's jobs. So, yeah, stay tuned for that.
For the question, it doesn't mean that you're bitter. It doesn't mean that you've lost all hope and this is who you've decided to date. It's not for me, but I don't feel like people who are doing it because they have no other options. And if they are, they need to step back and re-examine what's going on inside them, that they feel that they have to do that.
It's not.
The question is so interesting.
It's not what's going on inside them. It's what's going on outside them, and that's fat. That's what's going on outside them. It's fat and no damn hair. That's what's going on the outside. Okay. Now that's a result of what you put inside your mouth. However, that's what's going on outside them. They need to examine what's going on inside. You need to go examine what's going on outside.
Because when I heard Lonnie's comment, what I thought was, I've been banging my head against the wall trying to have this one type.
Is that why you ain't got no damn hair? You banged it all off against the wall?
Of fantasy, and I didn't realize that there were other options available to me. And I finally.
Then you're stupid. You didn't realize that the other 87% of the male population existed? You're stupid. You didn't realize that. Like, oh, you mean to tell me that there are other men in the world besides black ones? I didn't know. I live in America. You're stupid. Oh, and then this is the same chick that was saying promotion. White dudes are promoted. And they have been promoted since forever. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, they all just like these Sylvester Stallone. Like they've been promoting themselves. Jean-Claude Van Damme, they've been promoting themselves. You think it stops my penis? Nope. Why? Because I got this. And I keep my hair in line. But it stops you because you also got this. And you use it to keep your hair too damn short.
Realize that I can have happiness in many different ways, and this is the way that I found it. So I get what you're saying, and I definitely think a lot of women, because our fantasy is so much, and I think this is innate for most races, right? Like you like your brother, you like your dad. These are the first men you.
It is not innate in all races, and I hope that most races of people, women don't fuck their brothers. I would hope so. No, they like the men who compete for their attention and win. That's what they like. You don't compete at all. You don't even compete in hair length.
You love men who look like them.
Mhm.
You have to be open to it. But no, I don't think that women who date outside of their race, specifically Black women, are bitter, just like other women aren't bitter. Now, do I think there are bitter Black women? Yes, and there are bitter Black men.
I don't think that black women are bitter, but I think that there are bitter black women. Shut your dumb ass up. Shut it.
But that's not your story.
No. It's just, again, it's just kind of how it ended up happening. I was in a very white place, and that's just what ended up seeing. And I agree. Like, I don't think you should date somebody outside of your race as a last resort, or anybody as a last resort. That's insulting not only to you but to that person. Like, how do you stand up there in front of the world when you're getting married or whatever and say, I chose you because nobody else chose me?
Or I couldn't find a suit.
You haven't chose anybody. You're still single. Why are these chicks talking like they made this decision and my whole life has changed? It hasn't. It hasn't. You just found a new population of men who will sporadically eat you out, because they have ethnic fetishes.
Suitable Black
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's awful.
Well,
And a
here's
lot of people are doing it.
But I do feel like the circumstance is such where people have to open and broaden their horizons. And it doesn't sound sexy to say I didn't intend to date a person who looked like this or was like this, but that is your reality. And we have to accept that.
Well, here's another one. If you date a white man, it somehow diminishes your blackness, or you might get your black card snatched.
It depends on what type of white man you're dating.
Okay, explain.
So if you're dating a black,
That's all card. She's like, I am the card.
listen, if you're dating a white man that's an ally that you can kind of bring places, and they know what to say, what not to say. They know that certain things they should stay out of. They know that they just shouldn't comment on certain things, but they're comfortable.
You are focusing on the wrong crap. Dated a white woman, real Becky type white woman. And she said collard, with the D on it, collard greens. You think I give a shit? You want to know why I didn't give a shit? Because she has hair? Because she has the figure of a woman? You're focused on the wrong crap. What am I supposed to say? Oh my gosh, she said collard greens. Anyway, Asian women are also the most educated, really. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I mean, especially in education that counts. And they're also most effective at assuring that their sons are educated, which is more important than them themselves being educated. But no, I definitely agree with that. I'm telling you, they're the bizarro them. Thanks a lot. All right, and Michael Ross, thanks a lot. Appreciate you. And Sweet Melody Speaks Again says, hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Let me see where the likes are at. I'll check it later. But yeah, hit it. I hate checking it and then I get pissed, and don't do that. Just hit the button.
They feel like, I may not have made the potato salad, but I contributed to the meal in some form of fashion, but I'm not trying to jump in on black jokes. I'm not trying to say things that's just like, yo, what is he doing? If you're dating that type of white man, I gotta look at you crazy, because I'm just like, how are you gonna let him come in here and just say whatever he wants out the side of his face and just feel too comfortable? Like, we want him to feel comfortable because he's your mate and your family, so he's family to us. But there's a line.
You have to keep your white man in check. Is that what you're saying?
You have to use the things that
Nothing on this paper. She got a pen and paper with nothing new written.
he needs to read.
Listen, and it's just certain things that you just don't say. Like, if you say something and everybody gets quiet and kind of just like, if there's too many of those, I'm starting to look at you funny, because I'm like, so in your household, he just be saying whatever.
Do you keep your white man in check?
She keeps them tied up.
For the ones that I bring around, like
For the ones. Y'all hear this chick? For the ones. She has several of these guys. She is being ran through. She has been ran. They can't cross their legs to their thighs. For the ones that I bring around. Y'all hear this? I would say she busting it open, but thigh fat. It don't open.
friends and family, they know that. Like that's why I'm able to bring them around friends and family, because they know better. The ones that I'm just like using for whatever reason, nobody sees them but me. So I don't have to, deal with them outside of. But I have had some, I did date this one guy. I called him casually racist Charlie, because he would say, he would say little, stuff like, I was watching Star Trek, the original series one day, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know Black people like Star Trek." I'm like, "It's Lieutenant Uhura right here. Why would we not watch this?" So things like that.
This is what she classifies as racism, but she don't see that. I want y'all to re-listen to this. Hold on.
With them outside of, but I have had some, I did date this one guy. I called him casually racist Charlie.
You called him casually racist Charlie. Charlie.
Because he would say, little, stuff like, I was watching.
Well, I mean, you called him Charlie, but that's not racist. Really?
Star Trek, the original series one day, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't know Black people like Star Trek." I'm like, "It's Lieutenant Uhura right here. Why would we not watch this?" So things like that. Obviously, that didn't last long. It was like a 2-month stand kind of thing. But
you spent the last 20 years getting dick 2 months at a time. I repeat, you spent the last 20 years getting dick 2 months at a time. You've been passed around.
But that stuff, I did not. I was like, no, I can't deal with that. I definitely have a limit.
You can't deal with that? Are you? It was the worst day of my life. He said, "I didn't think Black people watch Star Wars or Star Trek like that." It was the worst day. I can't deal with this. Really? Really? That's the worst case scenario for you? Somebody said, pass around more than a blunt of Snoop's. No, Snoop do not pass. That dude smoked the whole damn thing. You know that.
It's not like I'm just gonna let somebody say any old thing to me. But I do recognize that white people are biased. Period. They just have their own bias, and
You called him Charlie. You called him. The cognitive dissonance is just ridiculous amongst these chicks.
Always going to be a little racist in some kind of way.
And you're okay with that?
No, girl.
We know I'm making excuses.
It's not necessarily. We should have the same standard of respect for ourselves and for how our partners should treat us regardless of race. I think the challenge when you're dating outside of your race is that there's a difference between ignorance and microaggressions versus someone who's really internalized racism.
Microaggressions is bullshit. That's just somebody being hypersensitive. Now, I am a Black man and I do like Star Trek. And if a non-Black person said that, I would not give a shit. I would not give a shit because microaggressions is not aggressions.
Yeah. And the racial hierarchy.
Yeah.
And figuring that out is the challenge when you're specifically bringing them around outside. It's like someone who's trying too hard to be cool or intentionally disrespectful
Yeah.
or has just not been exposed.
Yeah.
And there's so many other burdens that go along with dating someone outside of your race, specifically someone who is part of the most powerful racial class, white men.
Right. So it's not that I'm like going to forgive every single thing that a white man says to me that is, racist or a little racist or biased in some way. Again, I just kind of like, I know you probably have not been exposed to this, so it's a teachable moment, but exactly. And that's the thing.
We have to teach our men different things.
Yes.
I just think that they're different burdens. So
We got to teach our men different things too. We got to teach you how to grow some fucking hair. Notice how they always put themselves in a position of power and leadership. We have to teach them. We have to train them. Do you keep your white boy in check? This is how they talk.
that's why the baseline has to really be, do I believe that this person respects all of my my identities? Do they respect me as a person, as a woman, and as a woman of color?
Yeah.
And once you have
each of those identities are subsets of the previous. But I want y'all to take note of this. She mentioned gender before race because that's the hierarchy of them. You see, Black women are women first. They're not Black first. They're women first. As a person, she's a person, then she's a woman, then she's a Black woman. She's not a person and then a Black person and then a Black woman.
that baseline, then you can start judging the other things that they do in a different way. Because we have Black men who don't do that.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, here's another one. This one's kind of spicy.
Ooh.
There are differences in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Or fishy.
Yeah, I gotta finish
Well,
this.
how do you know? So you've been dating?
Come back
You've been told.
It's not funny. Like Britton said, it's not funny. This is their Valley Girl presentation. This is their Eddie Haskell routine. Eddie Haskell is the older brother's friend from Leave It to Beaver. This is their Eddie Haskell routine. It's not funny. They just like, oh, this is my opportunity to look friendly and Valley Girl and blah, 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 blah. It wasn't a damn thing funny.
When they come back and tell me the stories, I'm like, girl,
Apparently they weren't good stories.
no.
What kinds of things are they? What's the stereotypes are that they? Go ahead.
No, what was your, yeah, I'm sorry.
There are differences in the bedroom. Fact or fiction?
Fact?
Okay, explain, elaborate.
And it's not necessarily, I don't want to go there because it's not necessarily physical, because I know that there is this idea about endowment. And but I will say that I will say that I'm special in that I have a certain kind of radar, so I can tell what a guy is working with just from like a quick little look. So I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh. How many dicks do you have to take to develop a dick radar? You know, like you touch enough breasts and you eventually develop a sense of what is real and what's fake. Or you taste enough wine. You know, I used to work for a dude that just can taste everything about a wine, even though it came out the same barrel or something like that. We would go to the restaurant and this white dude, he would send it back like 4 times and stuff. You know, he tastes everything. This dude know if the chick that stomped the grapes to make the wine had a Band-Aid on her toe or some crap like that. I kid you not. You know, that because he drinks a lot of wine. He's one of those wine tasting Napa Valley type white dudes, right? So this chick here had as much dick as he had wine. And different dicks too. She just smells the dick pheromones and can tell the size. Yeah. 11 centimeters, 11.5 to be exact. Yep. Oh, I could smell a big dick. I can smell a big dick. I'm 93% accurate. I could pretty much just walk around and just feel the energy. I am a dick radar, and she's proud of this.
They have to teach me
And
that.
that's a good show. I did a course online for sure.
So like I have like about 93 percentile of being correct and
Wow.
like being able to
She has
judge.
a high efficiency
Yeah,
rate.
like I
Oh God. Percentile is far different than percent. Percent measures accuracy. 93 percentile means that of the population of women that go around gauging dick sizes or guessing dick sizes, you are in the top 93 percentile of them. Now, since you're the only chick that do that crap, it's really no reason that you would be in the top 93 percentile. You meant to say 93%. You try to sound smart, you're not.
I know, so I don't mess with no Rudy Poos regardless of race.
What the hell is a Rudy poo? She talks about microaggression and she calling people Rudy poo. I don't know what that is. Does that mean small penis? What the fuck is that? So you're wondering why you don't have a man, but you go around smelling to see if they got a big dick. Get over it.
So, but there are some differences in like approach, style. Again, just this idea of what they're willing to engage in and what they're not willing to engage in.
She just said that just to say it. She just think about it. Think about it rationally. She just said it just to say it. She was saying that I know that black guys have a reputation for having a big penis, but I have a penis radar. I can tell if a man has a big penis or not. Okay, could you bring that portion of the conversation back to do black men have larger genitalia or not? Because that's what you were answering. But you just kind of brought in your dick radar for no damn reason because you thought it was cute to show that you are a dick sniffer.
And that kind of thing.
Your experience.
Yeah,
They're
that's
more
yeah.
open.
Yes, in my experience, obviously. And then also, I will say though that everybody is obsessed with black penis, regardless.
Everybody is obsessed. You're the one who's sniffing it out. Oh God. Everybody is obsessed. You just say that you are 93% accurate in whispering the penises. You are 93% accurate on guessing the size of a man's penis, and then you just said that everybody is obsessed with a black man's penis. What? I couldn't make this up. I could not make this up at all. It's like a crackhead saying everybody's obsessed with crack.
Of who you are, because there have been times when even just on a first date, somebody has been like, so is it true what they say about black men? You know, it's a white guy asking me, and I'm like, okay, well, if he just
White men want to know.
yes, and I'm like, if you want to know about a black dude's dick, just go find a black dude. Like, I'm not gonna.
You're the one who can sniff it out. You want him to go around asking, hey, how you doing, brother? I don't take this the wrong way, but I'm a bit curious about your size. So you mind whipping it out for me? I greatly appreciate it. You expect him to do that when apparently you have the gift of sniff.
Help you out with that. Like, why are you asking me? Yeah.
Also that all black men are not well endowed.
No.
You know, and it's something.
All oranges aren't orange. Nobody said that all were. Jesus.
It's a burden that we actually put on them and an unrealistic expectation. We know the average penis size is about 4 inches, And
For all men or just black men?
well, no,
46.
that's supposed to be on average. Now we don't know who in that statistic. I can't say what the ratio is of
Right.
races in it, but we're saying that's
Who's supposed to
that's the average. So it's a lot of pressure to put on our guys. But there are other stereotypes, like I think that the question speaks to too, is in terms of like smell, like you're saying, approach, stroke, and
These chicks have all the superficial expectations and no superficial qualifications. It's sad. Yeah, they said smell. They said smell because they're smelling penis size.
And so I think that there are a lot of things that people are curious about when it comes to that. So that's the question.
That wasn't a question.
I mean, I have enjoyed everyone that I have enjoyed.
There it is.
That's that on that.
There it is.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Everybody enjoyed everyone that they enjoyed. All the good food I ate was good. Everybody enjoyed everybody that they enjoyed.
White men treat you better than black men.
I know you learned.
Well, I think that also triggered a lot of people too, because people felt like Lonnie's tears were because she's being treated so amazingly by a white man. And I'm not married right now.
I don't know how the white man is treating Lonnie Love. Don't care. I do know that Jeezy seems to be treating Jenny Ma very well, and vice versa.
But I have so many friends who are married. Most of my
You see how men treat the bizarro you?
girlfriends are married and they're African American, and they have amazing husbands. My brothers are husbands and they are amazing men. And so
Okay, so black men exist. Your friends are finding them. Your brothers are them, and they're finding. You want to know what your friends have and your brothers' wives have that you don't have? Hair.
really hate that stereotype that black men don't know how to treat women. It's just not true.
No, it's not true. My longest relationship was with a black man. So just because I'm dating white men doesn't mean I've never been treated well. That doesn't mean that I've never been happily in love with a black man, because I have more than once. And so that I don't believe that at all. And for anyone who tries to, steer me into saying that, I'm not going to do that, because that's not the case at all. It just so happens I date white guys and they serve me for whatever purpose that they serve me. And, if tomorrow I meet a black guy and he's amazing and he serves the needs that I have.
They serve me for whatever need I have to. They need to serve me. It's all about servicing her.
I'm going to be with him until we're not together anymore. So I don't have a preference. I don't specifically go after just white men or just, whatever. It's, again, just kind of how.
You just think that men are here to serve you. Food, from the looks of it.
The circumstances end up falling. And I think that's the problem that a lot of people don't understand, that it's not necessarily. The problem is when you are just like tunnel vision and you only pick one, and you are leaving out all these other possibilities. And I think if you just open, just kind of look to the side for a little bit, you can see that there are other possibilities of people who can treat you well and be good to you, and in the bedroom and outside of the bedroom, whatever.
Basically, you just found a new pipeline of dicks. You found a new pipeline of pipe. It's actually B-dubs who are bizarro. Possibly. I mean, it's really a matter of perspective. But I'm pretty sure too bizarro himself, Superman, is bizarre.
whatever you need. And I think that's just the bottom line of that.
Okay, well, here's one more. Black women get more backlash than Black men for dating outside their race.
Absolutely.
Of course, they're going to invoke victimhood status. We get more backlash. No, you don't. Y'all got swirling channels dedicated to that. Like, where's our channel for that? And I'm not talking about like the SYSBM channels. I'm talking about the ones who are dedicated to like dating outside the race. Where are our books on how to do that? That is ridiculous. It's become extraordinarily socially acceptable by everybody besides the non-Black men because they don't want to deal with the bizarro Asian women. You did not say they should. Should they? Do you need a book? How desperate are you that you need a book to get dick? Like, do you need a book to know how to sleep with a white woman? You just kind of do it. You just kind of do it. You don't need a book to convince you to do that. We don't need books for that. Because we got swag, I guess, and we smell good. These chicks are insane.
Black women get more backlash for breathing.
Yeah.
Black women get backlash just for existing. So that's yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People
What kind of backlash do you get for existing? You get backlash for existing fat. You get backlash for existing with purple eyeshadow. It's not just for your existence. It's for all the other stuff. All right, now just hit my Google Hangouts.
want us to carry the burden of everything. They want us to carry the burden of the race. They want us to carry the burden of being women.
No, we don't. No, we don't. What burden? Describe to me how we try to put the burden of the race on you. Please.
And they want us to carry the burden of just life in general. And so when they see that we are, I don't know, doing something outside of their expectations, suddenly we have failed. We are race traitors. We are.
Okay, tell us. When have a Black man called you that? When has one called you that? I'm not talking about online where people troll just about anything. Like, when has that happened? You was out with your white dude. Oh, they don't actually take you out. But let's just say, a white dude was leaving your house in the middle of the night, scurrying off, which is probably what they do. Like, did a Black man stick his head out the window and say race traitor or something like that? Everything is an aggression to you and upon you. No, they microaggress on me. Nobody gives a shit because you're you. We don't want you. Therefore, if somebody else gets you, see, I'm not that immature. I'm not that kid that if I don't want to play with a toy and another kid plays with it, I all of a sudden want to play with it. I'm not that kid. No, if I don't want something, I don't want it. If I'm going to get rid of something, perfect example. Is at the DMV. And you draw a number. Mine was 776, right? And I went up to take care of my DMV business, and then out of nowhere, a special needs person comes up. And he was like, is that 777? I said, no, it's 776, but you can have it if you want. That piece of paper I no longer need. I no longer needed that piece of paper. Now he wanted 777. So what he's tasked with doing is sitting in the DMV waiting for 777 to come up because that's what makes him happy, and I'm okay with that. But the point is that, and I'm pretty sure whoever got 777 gave it to him. But The thing is that you don't need it. You don't want it. I don't need this piece of paper. You can have it. You are that piece of paper. You are a piece of paper in ink with the number 776 on it. We don't care who has it. I honestly do not care where it goes.
Our traitors to our sisterhood, all this other kind of stuff. When it's just like the one time that we are thinking about
She said sisterhood.
ourselves, the one time that we decide, you know what, I'm gonna let this white man do whatever to me and be okay.
I'm going to let this man do whatever to me. Do whatever to me. This is amazing.
Okay with that, then suddenly we have failed the whole world and we should be in jail someplace or whatever. And that's ridiculous. It's too much pressure to put on Black women. Just let us be free and be like, have a good time for once. And then maybe we can come back and save everybody. But so give me a little chance to be myself. And then I'll come back and save the world.
The pursuit of happiness is
Save the world from what? What exactly do you plan to save the world from? Please tell me. I like of the major problems in the world right now. Which one are you gonna save? So basically, she's saying that after he does whatever to me, I'm going to come back and save the world. I get it. I know exactly what she's going to do. I figured it out. Hold on, let me show y'all. Let me show you. There it is. That's who she's going to save us from. She's going to save us from this person. Once she's finished living her best life and enjoying herself, she's going to save us from the evil forces of Skeletor. Just as soon as she's done playing around, Skeletor will no longer be a problem. Him and his evil regime will no longer exist. And once she's done that, Black man will be able to take his rightful place as the masters of the universe. Just as soon as she's finished living her best life, we just got to wait. We just got to wait for her to finish living her best life, and then we will be the prince of Eternia. We would have the power of Grayskull. We will be on top. Once she's finished playing, she will save us from the evil forces of Skeletor, Evil Lyn, Beastmaster, Trapjaw. She will save us, Black man. She will save the world from the evil forces of Skeletor. Thank you, Black woman. All right, Mr. Shane Vicious says, oh yeah, I already read that one. Okay. Peace, Game Changer. Are you the one with the lady saying, I need that money? If so, please play it. No, that's not me. I need that money. Now I'm trying to think who that is. I know that's not, I don't think that's Bernard. But no, that's not me. Thanks for the thing, but no, that's not me. I am gonna get some memes though. In fact, I'm gonna plan one right now. I'm gonna set one up right now because this is one of my favorites, and it so applies here. It's so applied here.
Is just not celebrated for Black women, right? So Black women, we tell the story of struggle, right? Like Nas May love to hear the story of how the thugs live in worry. Well, they love to hear the story of Black women living in worry, doing the work, and just toiling. And the fact that more
No, we don't. Nobody want to hear that crap. I said earlier, we don't want to hear that crap. Y'all love telling it. Y'all love telling stories of microaggression and all crap like that. Y'all love telling the stories of I didn't know Black people watch Star Trek. Oh, this is my living in worry. Y'all like to make a drama out of everything, and quite frankly, me and the rest of the world do not care.
or women are saying, you know what, I have options for happiness. I don't have to deal with just this. And then let's also think about the fact that there is some projection in that, because we know that a lot of Black men are dealing with issues of self-hatred when they pick outside their race. So they're projecting that onto Black women. And
what the hell? We have issues of self-hatred when we pick out of our race? And they just did this whole thing talking about picking outside of their race? Can't make it up. Cannot make it up. Man, chicks like this can't live with them.
And last but not least, there's also the fact that there is this incarceration rate, the rate of fathers leaving home. So it's a failure that's just not felt by the specific Black man. It's felt by Black men as a whole. So when Black women say, you know what, I want to look elsewhere, that's also a smack in the face, and it can be hurtful. But ultimately, you have to do what makes you feel happy, healthy, and whole. So as long as you are pursuing someone and you're in full self-love, you have to go for it.
Well, I will say this: competition inspires excellence. Okay. Well, I think real love is special and rare.
Did y'all hear that? I was just gonna let the last part play, but they couldn't go without saying something stupid again. Hold on. I'm gonna play that because I don't know who was saying it. I was queuing up the next meme. But hold on, let me find it. Figure out who said that crap.
You have to go for it.
Well, I will say this: competition inspires excellence.
Okay, she said it. She's been waiting to say that the whole damn show. None of these women are competing, you dumb tramp. None of these women are competing. You're saying competition inspires excellence. Which one of these chicks are competing? Yes, we agree with that. That's why we as men compete and give you that swag and smell that you like. You chicks aren't competing. Oh my God. You're not competing, and you're saying competition inspires excellence. You are the most unexcellent chicks alive. Man. All right.
Okay. Well, I think real love is special and rare. So wherever people find it is just fine by me. Personally, I would never exclude Black men from my dating pool, but I'm open to anyone.
You still have a dating pool. That's a damn shame. You're still open to anyone. That is a damn shame.
Who wants to love me. And I'll end it there. So I want to thank my guests, Tequila, Tia, and Nicole for joining us and sharing their unfiltered opinions. And as always, thank you for watching. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Marley Show. See you next time.
And then they do the clap. That was ridiculous. Okay. All right, let me stop right there. Let me cue up my meme. Let me cue it up. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Some of you already know what I'm about to play. You already know what I'm about to play and what I'm about to say. Filthy mockingbirds! Filthy mockingbirds! Those were some filthy mockingbirds. Just saying the same crap, like, oh, the imprisoned, the incarcerated, filthy mockingbirds. Just repeating each other's crap, knowing that it's not true, making up stuff, and then contradict. You filthy mockingbirds. Dang. Hold on. Filthy mockingbirds. Yeah, you filthy mockingbirds. Dang, I can't stand these filthy mockingbirds. Anyway. Fair use on the filthy mockingbirds, by the way. So, with that, I want to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participated in the chat. In about an hour and 20 minutes, Sweet Melody Speaks is going to go live. She is going to discuss the difference between women and men's jobs. So stay tuned for that. Melody, go ahead and put the your link in the chat room. I think I have it here. The link to your show. All right. That's the link to Sweet Melody Speaks up and coming show. Once again, thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats, managers and moderators, those who are listening silently, and those who participate in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And remember, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace. Filthy mockingbirds.